Hey, elite entrepreneurs and empire builders, man, I am pumped for today. I apologize for the technical difficulties if you are on live right now. If you are, just throw in a hey or a hands up in the comments, man. I'm glad you're here. You're joining us. If you're watching this at a later date, we had a little difficulty getting started. Tech, that's what happens, right? But anyway, we are live. We are here. I am so pumped to bring you inside this Facebook group, this exclusive content, this interview with the one and only Dylan DeGroat from Joshua Tree Experts. This brand is changing an archaic industry in the best ways possible. And so I could not wait. I got to actually meet this guy, meet this brand, meet the team personally last year. And I'll tell you what, man, it really is incredible. Like they're already expanding pretty rapidly. Have just signed a few of their newest franchisees, even at the top of this year, which is exciting. But what I'm most excited about is the growth trajectory that they are on. Like this is going to if you're not from the area up there in Pennsylvania where they're at, you probably haven't heard of them, but I promise you will. And this might be your opportunity to hop on right now to join a train that's moving. So, and the biggest deal about this brand that sets them aside from every other brand is their team. I mean, truly, like their team is incredible. I got to go again in person and meet them. Each person that I met with, each person that we talked to, like they quite literally are the experts in their field, whether it was marketing, whether it was finances, whether it was how to hire and fire people, whether it was operations, whether it was whatever it was, they know how to hire people well. And they got a full team around them support. So I cannot recommend this brand enough for potential franchisees. For investors looking for a brand that is growing and looking for incredible support system, there literally isn't anything better than this brand, Joshua Tree Experts. They have built over a $7 million business, largely starting and founded upon this CEO who has well over 15, 17 years in the industry and in business in general, and then bringing on the team around him with the years of experience. They got like well over several decades of experience in this field. And so I'm excited to bring you this company today, Joshua Tree Experts. I want to give you a little preview of what this company is, okay? And give you a little visualization video to kind of intro who the CEO is, who the team is, what the company is. And then I'm going to bring in my man, Dylan, the franchise developer manager for Joshua Tree, and interview him live. You can drop your questions in the comments and we will ask those questions right here, right now. And so drop those. We can get those in the interview as well. I'm excited to kind of present this opportunity to you, elite entrepreneurs, and hang on to the very end, because at the very end, I'm going to show you a testimonial from an actual franchisee that's a part of this family. It's a part of this empire. I'm going to show you a testimony from them as they're going to kind of share their experience about Joshua Tree and why you should consider it as well too. So without further ado, this is Joshua Tree Experts.
What really made the decision for me is that a lot of the companies tend to be corporate.
Got me interested in arboriculture was really the physical aspect of climbing trees, the excitement of using big equipment. A point came in my career where I realized I really wanted to learn more about arboriculture and more on the business aspect.
Hi, I'm Joshua Malik, founder and CEO of Joshua Tree Experts, and this is my story. I graduated high school in 1992, and I knew college wasn't for me. I started working in the tree care industry, and in 2000, I found an opportunity to work in sales and management. In those first 13 years of my experience, I knew that we could do something different. So in 2005, Joshua Tree Experts emerged.
We started from a 3-car garage with less than 100 square foot of office space.
We were recognized to be one of the premier tree care companies in our service area. With that rapid growth came additional space needed, so in 2009, we moved to our commercial property. 2017, we began offering lawn care services. In 2020, we rolled in our pest control services, and then in 2021, we opened up our second branch location and decided to franchise. None of this was possible without surrounding myself with great, like-minded people, which helped grow the brand.
I owe a lot of the achievement that Joshua Tree Experts has gained through those co-workers.
Started with Joshua Tree about 17 years ago. I was his first hire. It It was me and him in the beginning, and he's been a good mentor to me over the years, and he has always pushed me and helped me along to better myself and make a career out of what I do.
So when Joshua Tree started, I was his second hire in. You know, I've been here 17 years. I've learned a lot along the way. So I enjoy working here because it keeps me active. You know, it's something different to see every day, different challenges, working outdoors. It's awesome getting to enjoy the environment, the weather.
In the time I've been here, the company has almost tripled in size. That level of growth makes things fun and exciting.
This business and life has really provided a career for me. It's helped me really live out the life that I wanted to live. You may have a long schedule during the day, but you can open up some windows to take some personal time and do the things that you need to do.
We currently give our franchisees great value by offering the Joshua Tree 3. Those are 3 brands in one: tree care, lawn care, pest control. What makes us unique is that we focus on 3 simple things: experience, education, easy. We offer 17 years of business experience. We have developed training systems focused on education, and we have proven strategies making it easy.
Big thing is safety here, which is awesome with how dangerous the industry can be. Gotten a lot of certifications along the way. My ISA certified arborist, CTSP, certified tree care safety professional.
I actually enjoy tree work. When you wake up in the morning and you enjoy what you do, it makes coming to work a lot easier.
Working at Joshua Tree has greatly improved my work-life balance, and at the end of the day, I feel fulfilled and that I have accomplished something.
Hey, if you're ready to become a rock star, we're ready to have you join our brand.
Yeah, so without further ado, let's welcome in the one and only Dylan DeGroat. How are you, brother? It's good to see you, man.
What's up, Jared? Hey, man, thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm super excited to talk about, all things franchising, and obviously my favorite one today, Joshua Tree Experts. So I'm super stoked for this. I appreciate the opportunity, brother.
Yeah, of course, man, the best. And that's what we're here for. That's what people are hopping on here to hear. So share with us a little bit. Let's just start with the name. Did this name come from the Joshua Tree, or where did this come from?
Yeah, so that's a really good question. Josh is a big U2 fan, so it just worked out that our founder's name is Josh. He's also a massive U2 fan. They got the Joshua Tree album. And guess what? We're tree experts. So, it was funny. We only used to be called Joshua Tree, and it wasn't until, but that was too generic to register. So we decided, hey, we're experts in what we do. We're experts in all of our fields, no matter what it is. And that's when we brought on the experts at the end of the logo there, and registered that whenever we started franchising this. So it's a little bit mixed bag, but we're tree experts, and the guy who founded us, his name is Josh. So
yeah, that makes total sense. That's great. Just kind of 2 for 1 though. That's awesome, man. So tell me where Joshua Tree is today in franchising, and how did you get there?
Yeah, excellent question. So, we've been doing this, in this business for 18 years. You heard it on the video. We've been operating since 2005. So we're new to franchising, but we're not new to business and how to get clients and how to service those clients effectively. We're very, innate on how we do that. So, we started franchising in 2021. So just over 2 years ago now, 2021 was when we officially started franchising. I'll tell you, it takes time. It takes time to find that right person to be your first franchisee. When you're brand new to it, people aren't just jumping on board saying, hey, I want to come in. A lot of people want to see some success. So we finally were able to find that person. When I jumped in as the developer in 2023, I was able to bring that person on board. His name is Carlos Lozano. He was our first franchisee. Since he signed, we've had 5 more signed since then. So we went from literally in 4 months, we went from 0 to we have now 5 owners. So we're super excited. We cannot wait for 2024. It's already a really good year. Like you said, at the top of the year, it was 3 days into the year, and one of our new franchisees signed as well. So we are growing, and we're excited. So we're learning so much too. And I think that's probably the most exciting part.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really incredible growth. It usually just takes one for other people to see, oh, this is a real thing. this is really
Yeah,
happening, you know?
absolutely.
And to get their piece of the pie as well. So I'm excited for even more to join this family as well. Truly highly trusted company. And so tell me then a little bit about that owner that you are looking for. You know, when you're looking for your first one, a lot of times it's like sometimes anyone with a pulse and some money. But you know, for a company that's going to be successful and has already found success, like yourself, what kind of owner? You set some stipulations, right? So what are those stipulations? What kind of owner are you looking for? Looking for someone that knows the tree care industry already. They've got certifications in it and education experience in it, or what are you looking for?
Yeah. No, absolutely not. We actually have found that we're not particularly interested in working with those people who, you know, if you wanted to climb trees for a living, we would just say, go get a job, right? We don't want you in trees. We want business owners. That's what we want. So I think first and foremost for us, you know, what is most important in an owner is looking for that interest to scale their business, right? This is not the operations for someone who says, hey, you know, Dylan or Jared, I want to build like $1 million business and I just want to coast through, you know, my 10-year term. I want to, you know, take care of my family, of course, but I just want to coast through, do about $1 million. We're probably not your brand, right? We're looking at empire builders. We want people who want to come in, build, you know, $5, $6, $7 million companies, because that's what we're primed, and we're going to show you the way to do that. And really all it's going to do, you're going to be slowing yourself down and having, you know, you're going to have to like butt heads with us almost to try and slow down, because we're going to push you, right? We're going to push you to go outside of your comfort zone and try new things and really dive into the business to grow it to its full potential in the area that we're looking at. Another thing is like, we work very well with people who have experience in leading and developing teams, right? Whether that's from the corporate world, whether that's from, you know, maybe you were a previous business owner, people who enjoy that, but also thrive in those environments where they get to, you know, really take somebody, mold them, give them opportunity. And that's what drives their, you know, enjoyment about going to work, is seeing the success within their own coworkers. Also, experience in sales always helps. Obviously, we are a home service brand. You know, we are, you know, providing a much needed service to clients. So really, it's not, you know, cold calling. It's not door knocking sales. You know, there's not this, you know, long list of, you know, this is how you overcome the stuff. It's really a consultative sales. You know, homeowners do not want to do these services on their own, and that's why they call us. So it's really building those relationships. You know, really we found in the tree care industry, they're going to call 3 people. Well, the first thing we do is answer the phone. So we're already, you know, 10 steps ahead of all the other competitors, really, because that's the biggest problem in the tree care industry is nobody answers the phone. And when you do finally get someone, you know, they can't make it out for like 3 weeks, you know, so there's a huge demand for this service. So what we're providing is more of a white glove experience in the tree care industry. That's what we're trying to bring in. And those people who are interested in not only providing a service, but having the opportunity to work outdoors, you know, I know we've talked about this. Hey, at the end of the day, we're trying to get those folks out of the corporate world who want to maybe work in a blue collar industry, but make that white collar money, right? You know, it's tough, right? So, you know, people who have maybe, you know, maybe they worked on a farm when they were growing up, or they worked in the landscape industry, you know, growing up. That's a great experience, because you probably remember how much fun you were having and how much you enjoyed being outdoors. And now you're stuck in this corporate job, and you know, you got no windows in your office. You got no opportunity.
You lost the wild side.
Yeah. So it's people who want to do that business, but also make the white collar money, right? Like that's at the end.
I like that, blue collar work for white collar money. That's a great line, man. That's good. That's so good. Joshua Tree, where money really does grow on trees. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in just a second, just a little bit too. But you know, you're looking for these business owners, people with business experience, and those that know how to lead people. So if you're someone, you're watching this right now and you're like, man, I would love to do this work. Okay, awesome. Being a franchisee with Joshua Tree may not be for you, but the franchisee that's going to come in your area and take, you know, take this opportunity, they might hire you to do the work. But if you're someone who knows how to influence people, knows how to develop and lead a team, is a business acumen minded person, then this may very well be for you. But so tell us then, because business people are looking for, okay, give us the numbers, give us the metrics. So tell us a little bit about the investment opportunity itself. What's it going to cost someone to invest into a Joshua Tree?
Yeah, I like to be super direct when we talk about this kind of stuff. So it's going to cost you about $550,000, right? That is the initial, investment. Now, that's a big number, right? You're like, Dylan, what the heck am I getting for $550,000? Well, I'll tell you this. The best part is that $362,000 of that is investments that you're making in vehicles and equipment. What does that mean? Those are assets on your balance sheet. Owners have a tangible item that they can actually sell off at some point. Our equipment in our industry, very, very long life cycle. We're talking 20 years here with proper maintenance and care. So it's not something where, hey, you're just, putting out like this large lease for a building or anything like that. If we never hope that, something bad happens, but at the end of the day, if something were to happen, you would now have $362,000 of assets that you could sell off, right? Also, it's really designed to bring those, individuals in who want to continue to build, because that's just your first set of equipment, right? The second set, hey, it's going to cost you another $80,000 in, 2 to 3 years. We're just going to continue to bring that in, build up that asset sheet, and really drive a lot of opportunity into the community, right? Part of that as well is obviously the initial franchise fee. Our initial franchise fee is $49,500, so that's built into that $500K. But really, you get a ton of support. I love that you already brought up support, because I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah. Well, let's go into that then. Tell us then, if I'm going to invest this much, it better be a pretty good team. So tell me then, what does support look like?
Yeah. So I appreciate, you actually threw out some of there about the team. We're very proud of the team members that we have. We've built, we have 8 members who are currently on a franchise support team. That is their duty here at Joshua Tree Experts on the corporate side. Hey, we only have 5 franchisees right now, but we're already primed to do up to 20 with the amount that we have at the corporate side. So one of the biggest things that we offer, outside of just that team, they all, like Jared said, they all have their own individual, items that they support you on, whether it's calling Chris Cooper for finance, questions, or Matt Spees, who's our he's actually our general manager now, about an operational question that you might have that comes up. We have those people in those slots, right? But outside of that, we also have a call center. So that call center is all in-house. It's not going to some random call center that also handles like 7 other brands. If I turn my camera around and I take you outside my office, you're going to see the call center, right? These are Joshua Tree Experts employees. They speak the language that we need them to speak to your clients, right? So they don't talk about anything else other than saving, and talking to clients about Joshua Tree Experts. And then on top of that, we also do sales. So we talked a little bit about what Joshua Tree is. Josh did a great job, obviously, in the video of describing what we call the Joshua Tree 3. That's tree care, lawn care, and pest control. With that, we do 60% recurring revenue, right? So I'll tell you this, sales and the recurring revenue side, we do it all over the phone. Right. So lawn care and pest control, you get a call in off of a piece of marketing. We can actually quote that and sell it directly over the phone for you. You don't even have to work up at it at all. And we do that here in the corporate office. So that's one massive part that we're taking care of all of our franchisees, sales, and lawn and pest.
I want to hit on that too, because that really is amazing that you're getting that as a franchisee in an investment. Because a lot of times, most of the brands I work with, there's some good ones out there too that do this, but they will say it's a national call center, and they've just outsourced it to some company, maybe in another country. Usually, I don't know, in somewhere not in a city even close to them. And but to actually have the call center like a part of this company, that's rare.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, we looked at, what would set us apart if we did a call center? How can we do it different? So before we even got into franchise, remember we had 16 years of business experience. And what do I hate the most? I hate calling somebody and then talking to somebody who has no idea what I'm talking about. These folks, that's all they get trained on. That's all they speak is Joshua Tree language. So it's very important. And it's, we speak in such a way that it makes it sound like we're their neighbor. Right. So even if, we have a franchisee in North Carolina, which we do now, which is very exciting, and they're calling up here, we're talking as if we are literally in that location with them in Charlotte. Right. It's not like we're saying, oh, yeah, here in the Valley, we're talking the language that, hey, we're right there with that person as if we're in, that location. Another part of the call center that's pretty beneficial is actual lead qualification. So there's going to be times where you might get calls where it's like, hey, come clean up my leaves. Well, guess what? We don't do that. We're not going to waste your time with that either, or your arborist time, going out there having to do a quote. So we qualify every single lead that comes in to make sure it's a service that not only you provide, but it's within that territory that you're actually going to service, right? We don't want to send you a lead if it's going to take you 3 hours to get to it. So we're qualifying all those leads prior to getting to you. Another part you kind of touched on is, which is huge for this industry, is recruitment, right? You can't do any of this stuff without the right people out there doing the service, right?
Right. You can't just have anybody climb a tree and cut it down, right?
Yeah, you're not hiring these people off the streets. I'll tell you that.
Okay, where you get them?
Yeah, so it's more than just pulse and eager to learn. We have to have some experience. So we took our experience of how we recruited through over the past 18 years, and we've implemented that into the franchise system. And we realized that it's probably still going to be a struggle. So we decided, hey, let's just do it for franchisees. So a part of your franchise, being a franchise with us, doesn't matter if you're looking to hire someone to trim trees, or you want someone to run your company as a general manager. We assist you in every single hiring position. So what does that mean? We will do everything from posting the job ad all the way up through the initial phone screens. So the only thing our franchisees are actually responsible for doing is taking those qualified endorsed candidates from us, having those face-to-face interviews, and deciding who they want to hire. And then even when we do that, we give you all the templates, all of the career ladders, all of the job descriptions to make it look professional, to make it look appealing. And we tell you all about how to not only bring those employees on, but what no one talks about is retaining those employees. How do you keep them on board? How do you keep them happy? What are the certifications you get them? So we show you how to do that. We show you the roadmap, just like we do with all of our, current employees. We do the same thing with our franchisees. Yeah. And then something that, Jared, you're probably not even aware of this. This is brand new, and we're super excited about this. We have developed what we call the Green Team. So this is very exciting for us. We have a team that is going. So part of our training here at Joshua Tree Experts is you come out as a franchisee once you sign the franchise agreement. 45 days prior of opening, you actually come out, you get in classroom training, you get out on the job site training, sales training. How do you run a Joshua Tree Experts? That's what that's for. When you go back to your market and you're ready to launch, we send a team of experts that are Joshua Tree employees that have been here at least 10 years that come out and not only help and develop your employees, but they train them and they evaluate them so you know what your team is capable of doing. Yeah. So we're really excited about that. We just developed that, and we already have the team established. It is, it's next level. Like, honestly, when we got into the franchise system, there was a lot of people that were saying, well, liability, you can't really do that kind of stuff. We said, listen, we're doing it. We don't know how we're going to figure it out, but we did. We figured it out. One of our core values is find a way, and that's what we did. So we're super excited to be able to offer that to franchisees.
That's what I was saying at the very beginning of this interview. Is that's what I love about this brand is like it's about people, and how do we help, how do we provide, how do we support, how do we make sure everyone is successful, and just finding new creative ways and the best ways to do that. That's what JTE does. It's so exciting. Now you have all of these systems in place to help people along the way. Tell me about then the system of how to become a franchisee. What does that process look like? You've mentioned a little bit about, coming out to training, but tell me about the process as a whole.
Yeah.
If I wanted to become a franchisee, if this was day one, what's the process look like?
Yeah, so obviously talking to you is their first step, right? But once they
actually already dropped the qualification assessment in the comments down below.
Nice.
And so click on that. We'll get started today on that. But yeah, once we're in the Joshua Tree process, what's that look like?
Yeah, so once they start talking to me and Josh, which by the way, Josh is extremely involved in this process.
So they talk directly to the CEO.
You are literally going to be on the first call. You're going to be literally talking to the founder and CEO. He's like the perfect model of a semi-absentee owner, because the company is completely run by Matt Spees, who's our general manager. And Josh focuses on how do I drive success for franchisees? That's what we're offering to people. The person who did it. So anyway, once they start talking to us, we run on what we call the 7-step discovery process. If you're familiar with franchising, a lot of brands do the exact same stuff. We've changed it up just a little bit. We've had a little touch of class in there, if you will. And so what we do is we start with the intro call. Hey, let's just make sure we're a good fit, right? We're evaluating each other a little bit, make sure that this is an opportunity that can meet your goals as a franchisee, right? No sense in going down this path if it's not going to meet the goals that you're.
Right, let's not waste time. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, we go into what's called unit economics. That is where we've developed a workbook. We're going to show you the investment level. We're going to show you piece by piece what that means. We're also going to show you a P&L direct from our corporate entity for and with 7 tables of KPI tracking mechanisms, everything from like average job size to average job cost to how many visits we did last year. So we're going to show you every single little thing about how we got to those numbers. And we give you a pro forma for you to be able to build out and show your scalability for year 1, year 2, and year 3. Then we go into territory mapping. We're looking at the areas that are available in your specific market. We do work a lot on multi-unit ownership. We're a service-based brand. We're not, confined to a brick and mortar store. We really look for like an hour drive time. So as many territories as we can build in 1 hour drive time, that's how many opportunities we have, right? And that's still just one crew. So then we talk about confirmation day. Confirmation day is just like
can I ask, so let's put it right there for a second before confirmation day. Territory wise, do you guys have any people currently in Idaho? I got Jennifer put a comment here saying her hometown where she's from, and she's from Idaho. Yeah. Do you guys have any current franchisees that have signed for any territories there yet?
Not in Idaho, not yet. So that is on our list, though. We would love to be in Idaho for sure.
That'd be a great. That would be a great day for this. My goodness, absolutely. Okay, so then confirmation day.
Yeah, so confirmation day. Honestly, this is the final piece, right? That's that puzzle getting put together. You closing out the evaluation on us closing that evaluation on you. It's the final matchmaking piece where you come out here, you get to experience everything in person, just like you've done, Jared. It's fun. We are a lively group, and you just get to, touch and feel and experience. And it's awesome. We love confirmation days here. After you go home, hey, there's a decision to be made ultimately. And if it's a yes, we're moving forward, we execute that franchise agreement. And then the last step is that welcome call. And let me tell you this, when we have our welcome calls, yes, it is definitely a congratulations. We're all excited. But we dive right in, man. It's like, all right, now let's talk about marketing and recruiting, dude. We don't waste time. Like, we know how precious time really is. And we're trying to hit the ground running hard, because what we don't want to do is sell people on a franchise and not open them up. The day you sign, the day that it's 120 days to launch. That is when that clock starts for us, right? And we drive that success all the way through that process. It's very important to us. We do not want to have any franchisees who are not opened and operating within those 120 days.
That's great. I love that metric. That's a good gauge. So you've put people through this process before already. You just signed 5 on. You have 1 already. Do you have any current like success stories?
Oh, yes.
Of current franchisees, or the one that's already moving, or the 5 that are signed, whatever that you could share with us. I'd love to hear kind of like about a franchisee personally.
Yeah. So I think that I have 2 franchisees that I'm super excited about. So Carlos, he was our very first one. He was the one that, he took that biggest chance, but because he knew he was going to be rewarded. He was like, I want all of your attention as much as possible. And he got it, right? So he was very exciting. You're going to hear from Carlos here at the end of this call. So I don't want to steal his thunder too much.
Yeah, I jumped the gun a little bit. I clicked on the wrong video. You'll get the full Carlos at the very end. Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, one thing that was incredible about Carlos, and just a reference point, this won't happen again. But we launched him in 67 days. It was very stressful. We decided, he came on board and said, hey, I want to do this, but I want to do it now. And we were like, you know what, Carlos, we're going to go. We went full steam ahead. The team just put their head down and kept trucking. We launched him in 67 days, all the equipment, all of the necessary stuff. He is killing it right now, dude. He's like, he was profitable in his first month, which was insane. Like, we were blown away by that. Our best guess, before we got into franchising was like, 5 to 6 months for a break-even point. Profitable in month 1, profitable in month 2. He's right now already. So he came in as someone who said, hey, I want to do the sales myself, which we have 2 models for that, right? We have the franchisee who wants to go out there, be that front-facing person, or we have an executive model. Hey, I want to, maybe dive into this into year 2. I want to keep my job right now. And then I want to hire somebody to actually go out and do my sales. So Carlos came in, hey, I want to learn the most I can by being out there and being that front-facing person. He's got to a point where he's like, all right, I get it. I know enough. He's already looking at hiring somebody. So we're already in the process of hiring so he can move into that executive model and be more semi-absentee. But one of my favorite things about what he talks about is how much, he came into this knowing that it was going to be difficult. You think about, what does the first year of being a franchise owner do? It increases your stress level. It takes money out of your bank account, right? Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that you're adding into your life that you don't currently have.
Right.
But he's like, I can already see my vision in 5 years though. My vision of 5 years is coming more to like 2 years. Right. Wow. And that's what I love hearing from him, because he's like, Dylan, I had these goals to do this in 5-6 years. I'm already doing it now. He's already like in the process of planning that out. And that's very exciting to hear. And I'll tell you this, I get him on the phone with everybody because I don't hide anything. He's a New York guy. He doesn't hide anything. He's going to tell you what's difficult about it. He's going to tell you what's going very well. He's going to tell you what he's learned along the process. The one thing that was very interesting was when he came into this, his biggest concern was hiring. Now he says that that's the easiest part, which I think is so cool. So
you guys make it so simple too.
Yeah. But it's very exciting. And then I also have a father-son team. Their names are Seth and Caleb Hill. I was in the military. I deployed with Caleb. And when you're smoking cigars so when you're smoking cigars in Iraq for a year with someone, you get to talking about family life, business, everything. And so I came back and after the deployment and I was offered this position. And then I was like, Caleb, like, that thing we were just talking about, like, I'm actually doing it.
It's real.
So, so they came on with us and signed. They are absolutely they're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They are going to be incredible owners. I cannot wait to start using them as validators as well, because they are just hard workers and they understand how important it is to involve yourself in the community. And it's going to be a fun time for all of our franchisees. But, Yeah, we're not going to hide anything. I'll just show you a list of franchisees. Here's their contact phone number. Call any of them. Like, that's what I'm going to do, because at the end of the day, you know, we want you to get the good, bad, and everything in between. So,
yeah, that's so good. And you mentioned at the end of the day, because really, at the end of the day, it comes down to the numbers for people. It really all comes down to finances. Like, we dream and we want these success stories like some of your early franchisees are already experiencing. Incredible. They want that. But, you know, can that be proven? If you're looking for real business people, that's what they want to see, right? And so can you share a little bit about maybe it's your item 19, or share a little bit about even some of the margins in work? Like, I know when I came out there, I was blown away by the margins of like a tree removal service.
Oh yeah.
And kind of hit. And so like, can kind of give you a gauge on what you could maybe look at doing, you know? And so like, can you share a little bit about some of that ROI that we
absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, you know, first and foremost, we have a full item 19. If you're not familiar with the item 19 in the FDD, it is the financial representation of the operations.
And inside note, I know some of this language, if you're unfamiliar, and a lot of you are because you're in this group, elite entrepreneurs, I get that. But if you're totally unfamiliar with the franchise disclosure document, FDD for short, what item 19 or any of the items in there mean, don't worry right now. I will walk you through that entire thing. I will educate you on every step of the process. Okay. But keep going, Dylan.
Yeah. So we have a full corporate P&L in there. So you're going to see a literal breakdown from 2021 to 2022. That's in our 2023 one. We actually have a new one, obviously, that's coming out in 2024. Which I'll be honest with you, Jared, I'm already more fired up about. I'm more excited about that one than I was the previous one. So anyway, in that FDD that you'll see, you will see we are currently showing a profit margin at 17.4% net profit. That's bottom line. We did just over 1.249 million in profit last year, with a top line revenue gross sale of $7.1 million. So when we break that out per territory, so we're a 5 territory area, we are currently showing $249,000 in profit per territory, which is why we talk to owners about having 3 territories. So that really shows how do I get from the beginning stage to $250,000 essentially in profit per territory. We're going to show you that roadmap. We've done it. We know how to do that. And that's what we're excited to show franchisees. Along with that, you're going to see tables. I did discuss this a little bit, but we have every single service line that we offer. We have an average, a median, a high, and a low. For each individual sale of those specific service lines, with a breakdown then of the number of times that we did a visit. That allows us to get what's our ROI per service line. What you'll see is the recurring services, plant healthcare, lawn care, pest control, profit margins are way up, right? You know, direct labor is a little bit cheaper, which is great. But on average, we run about a 30% direct labor. Our COGS, if you will, our cost of goods sold is just direct labor and general tree care, which is nice. So really, you know, after you take out your cost of goods sold, you're at 70%, you know, before your indirect expenses. So it's a great opportunity, right? So, outside of that, there's tons of information in there. Yeah, I know people who are into finance, they're like, awesome, I get to build a table. It's like,
well, that's great. They need to see those numbers, and because there's several franchisors out there that will not disclose that information in their item 19, and that always gives me red flags. Like, why are you not sharing? You know, what are you hiding? You know, so it's great that you guys do that. We did have one question in the comments too, but I think you mentioned it a little bit. But how long until you feel like someone can be or would be or could expect to be in the black?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, you know, a normal producer, we would say Carlos is a high producer, right? He's driving a lot of attention into that. Our expectation is 5 to 8 months after operations. Another way that we actually help out with that, Jared, is we do not charge any royalty fees or contact center fees in the first 6 months of operation. So we're trying to give you as much money in your bank account as possible. We do drive a lot of success through leads, though. You are going to be performing jobs the first week that you open up. We actually have a goal set of 2 weeks backlog before our first day. That allows you to continue to build that backlog as you start producing work when you first get started. So, yeah.
That's so good. My goodness. And then to hold off royalties for 6 months, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's a long time. It's okay, though.
Wow. What a huge benefit to your franchisee. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Truly, it's about success for everyone. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So then give it to me. You know, if I'm an elite entrepreneur, I'm looking to build an empire, and maybe I'm on the fence right now. Give me, if you had one shot to speak directly to someone who's kind of on that fence in that spot, what would you say? What would you say about investing into your brand as a franchise?
I'd say, you know, with the service lines that we have, there's no other tree companies performing this in your area. We are not tied down to one simple service that we're offering. We're 3 franchises built into one. Everything is designed about scaling and operating a business that is going to continue to grow. We're focused on the preservation, and that's a huge part because over 83% of the tree care market is fighting for those removals, and we're just focusing on the other part, which is pruning, right? There are 3 major competitors that are in this space performing types of services, but there's a way into that market by focusing on the preservation aspect and building those relationships.
Yeah. Wow. That's so good, man, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time for real, guys. If you're ready, you're kind of in that boat of like, yeah, I want to hear more. Absolutely. Let's get started today. Like then in the comments, I already dropped the qualification assessment and just see if this might be a good fit for you. This is going to be step number 1. If it is, then we'll have a conversation seriously about Joshua Tree experts in your area. Okay. But this will be step number 1. So go ahead and click on that, fill that out today. Last week, we got it started with someone right away, and they're already in the referral state with another brand. So they're on their journey to fulfilling their business dreams. That can be you as well today. So again, like Dylan said, man, time is precious. Let's not, why you waste it? And so let's make that happen as well. But also with that too, like I'm excited to show this as well, kind of give you an actual glimpse of their franchisee, Carlos, that they're talking about. So enjoy this. And this is kind of how we'll end it. Dylan, thank you so much, man, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate your time. Appreciate everything you're doing. Excited for 2024 for you all and the people, even in this group and people watching this online, they're going to be a part of this family, building their own empire, man. It's exciting stuff. So seriously, brother, appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Jared. I appreciate the opportunity. I can't wait for everybody to be able to see this video. This is very exciting for us. So hope to chat with everybody soon. Please continue working with Jared. He is the man. I promise you'll be taken care of.
Appreciate you, Dylan. All right, everybody, enjoy.
What really made the decision for me is that a lot of the companies tend to be corporate owned. This was a company that was really based on trees that happened to do franchising. It wasn't the other way around. The first, I think, milestone was really setting up very quickly, being able to get operational. That's a huge milestone. The second one is obviously being profitable in the first month. How you guys have assisted us in every way. You don't need to know everything because you do have a team, behind you to lean on. And if you follow what they're presenting to you, what they're giving you, what you're buying into, it works. And you just gotta follow it. And at some point it'll make sense to you and it'll keep connect the dots.